Hi, hello. My name is Kenya, or you can call me Koya. Either one is fine. I am a 26-year-old artist, and today I am going to be doing a page in my sketchbook based off of this really cool picture of Yeonjun from his Instagram. During the process, I want to talk about the inspiration behind it, as well as some things I do want to improve on in terms of style and the way I execute things in this drawing. Here is the picture. Very cool, very much Yeonjun. And while my past self here plugs in their headphones, I just want to give a really quick and verbal blood content warning. I mean, it's not like realistic or anything, but it is there. And also, I do have my phone on a gooseneck style holder. There is going to be a little bit of wobbling, and I apologize for that. I did start off trying to do the face in a certain orientation that, for one, I've never done before, and two, it was just not working out in the way that I was doing it. So in my last Yeonjun sketchbook page video that I did, I had made the decision to leave that struggle in the video because I thought it was important to the way, I thought it was an important contribution to the way the picture came out in the end. I was thinking about doing that here, but it's not really needed, so I just left all that out. I didn't realize until I started, well, actually, when I turned the whole sketchbook around to start drawing the face like this, and I also turned my tablet around so the picture will be in the same orientation, I realized that I'd never really drawn a face at this kind of angle before. So it was like an interesting challenge. I'm not too bad when it comes to drawing faces. I mean, I can't do it free-handed, but I'm not great with catching likeness. So that's a little bit of what I was worried about with this one, because all of his features that I kind of accentuate and focus on whenever I draw Yeonjun, they're not very clear in this reference photo. Like, his eyes are closed and his hair is in a style that's not very, like, I mean, it's very much him. Like, he can pull off any hairstyle, but it's just a simple, straight gelled down kind of look. Like, there's nothing here that like screams Yeonjun. Like, the way his mouth is kind of hard to get the likeness of his lips across. Plus, I'm adding things to the drawing, so that doesn't really help. So at this point, I was just not trying to stress out about that, or not even stressed. Like, I just wasn't really worried about it because I thought the whole theme was going to get the point across that it's Yeonjun. It's kind of like those who know will know, but also, even if you don't know who the subject is or that it's supposed to be Yeonjun, I think it will come off cool enough that even if this was a random person, the finished page will still look okay. That's what was fueling me at this part. Now that we've gotten to the hair, I just want to briefly mention how I go about adding detail to things like hair and clothes, because you'll see later on, but I do a similar thing with the outfit that he has on, where I kind of just barely accentuate with the lines and the wrinkles and all that in the clothing. Whenever I add detail, I try really hard not to be exact with the reference. Like, for example, being very meticulous with very specific placements or anything like that. I just try to get the general gist of the shape and then just go based off that with vibes. And I'm trying to do that with clothes as well, but I still kind of get caught up when it comes to that. I think I've gotten a bit better though. But all of that is to say that I like the way I did the hair in this. Okay, now we're getting into coloring in the face a little bit, and I think this will be a good time to get into the actual motivation of the drawing. I was thinking whether I should talk about this later or earlier, but I think now is a great time because later on I think I'm going to talk about more about what I'm doing. So, Yeonjun stands, how are we? It's been a couple weeks since No Labels Part 1 came out, and I'm not even going to get into the music itself because I love it. I've been playing it front to back, back to front, and I love every song. I love the music video, the entire concept and themes, or lack thereof a cohesive theme, honestly. I love all of it. So if you're not familiar with me and my whole Yeonjun infatuation, hi, I am a Yeonjun stan. But I also have this kind of mini narrative that Yeonjun is like a modern day, like rock star vampire kind of entity. It's just a fun little plot that I have in my head. What can I say? And this album is kind of feeding into that for me. Just his eccentric expression and personality and the way all of that comes through with his craft and his artistry. Like, he's just a rock star in my eyes. Like, not saying he's not in anybody else's eyes, but like the definition of a rock star. Like, he is just so cool. And what I love about this album and how it feeds into the whole like Yeonjun vampire agenda for me is because it reminds me a lot of the narratives and the visuals from the Queen of the Damned movie from 2001. If you haven't seen that movie, or if you're only familiar with it but you're not really sure of like the details, it's about a vampire, Lestat, who is awakened after years, centuries of just being asleep because of how bored he was with the world. And he's like awakened by music from people who's like expressing themselves and everything. He decides to put his vampirism on display for the world to see and becomes like an entire rock star. And it's just, I mean, of course there's more to the plot than that, but that's the main point that I'm touching on here. Yeonjun reminds me of that energy from that movie and from Lestat's character and Stuart Townsend's portrayal of that character. Also, I just want to point out this is my favorite color in this Crayola box. The cadet blue is so perfect. Sorry, I've never read the original book by Anne Rice. I do want to, actually. I was just thinking about that while I was looking over the footage for this. I thought about it, I'm just like, I should probably read the book, especially since I've been into finding the physical media that I like as far as books and reading. I think it will be a good time now to read that book. But yes, aside from all the vampire stuff, just Yeonjun as a person, I think the reason why this album, and just him as a person, at least what we see from him, what resonates with me is his, to put it simply, lack of labels and the fluidity of his self-expression, in terms of like gender and genre and style. Like, he's an advocate for androgynous style and unisex clothing and, not putting a label on genders and gender roles, being very open about how, he has fans of like any and every gender and it's a very basic concept, I know. Um, like there's a lot of people that resonate with that, but in terms of those kinds of values, when it comes to personality and things like that, and expression, specifically gender expression, and just expression of the soul, honestly, and being out loud with your creativity and things that are important to you as an artist, like I really resonate with pretty much everything that he does and says and talks about. um I don't know. I could go deeper, but that is the main thing that really like speaks to me when it comes to the no labels concept, because I myself identify as gender fluid. I'm not very particular when it comes to expression with like clothing or anything like that. It's literally just however I feel in that very moment. That's what I want or need to have on my body. I have like the most general labels. I learned within the past few years, I'm not sure exactly when, I learned about the term of being non-labeled, from a mutual that I've had for a while. And I had thought about maybe using that, but I can't completely go unlabeled because it's not that absolutely anything fits me. It's just certain things fit me at certain times and I literally can't control when. So, like pushing that a little bit, the more broader terms that are more of like an umbrella, those are what fit me the best. As far as gender, I identify as gender fluid, sexuality wise, queer. And in terms of like style, I just go under the alt umbrella. I don't have a specific subgenre of alternative that I follow. There's probably a couple different categories that my style and values fall under, but for the most part, I just know that all of it falls under alternative, so I'm fine with having that title. Not that I need one, but it's like if someone asks or if someone's curious, and also I don't take it lightly either. Like I know that if I do go under that very broad label, I know how to get more specific if I need to. So that's what no labels means to me in a cracked nutshell. So here I'm extending the seat that he's sitting in, because in the reference photo, he's actually sitting on the stairs, but I thought it'd be interesting to kind of change that into an actual chair, because for one, I needed him to be in one shape. So I wasn't planning on making stairs or drawing stairs into this. So I just thought with the way he was sitting, I thought it'd be cool if he had like a chair, but like maybe he's leaning back in it, or like his arms are like kind of over the back of the chair. I wasn't sure if that came across or not, but I think I did pretty well. Like, cause I was kind of like on the spot, like an on the spot decision. Okay, getting back into the clothes here. I think I kind of lucked out with this reference photo with him wearing all black and having the light and the shadows contrast each other enough to where it's very apparent where the lines and the folds and everything are at. I struggle, like I mentioned earlier, I kind of struggle with catching likeness when it comes to clothes. I'm not great at drawing clothes. I do okay when it's freehand, but as far as referencing, I don't pay too much attention to detail, like I said before. But I think drawing his clothes in this picture, it kind of helped me a bit to kind of figure out where to put my focus into detail, because it's kind of like a scale, right? It's like I don't want to do too much because, I don't want to lack detail in other places and then have like so much detail in another place and then just have like this weird imbalance. But at the same time, I don't want it to be the other way around either, where things like the face or the hair has all this detail and then the clothes lack just as much detail or is not as detailed as those would be, and it just kind of looks like you kind of slapped on a like clothing sticker on them, because I have that problem sometimes. But I think this was a good exercise because of how it's all one color, to try to do my best to get the idea across that he's wearing, for one, clothes, and for two, clothes that are like a bit on the shinier side. I think it's supposed to be like a pleather like texture, so it's a little shiny. And also I didn't want to get lost with the hair, so I think I did a pretty decent job on having those differentiate just enough. And I think what really did it is pulling out this extra pigmented crayon. I don't know what it is about the Twistables crayons. They're not very pigmented, like, at all. Like, I understand it's Crayola, it's for kids, it's not supposed to really matter that much, but they're very sheer, which I think is great, because whenever I do things like skin or like layering to make certain textures or certain colors or even like gradients, like, it's great. I love using it for that. But since getting this smaller pack of Crayola crayons, the colors are much deeper, a lot more saturated and more pigmented. And of course, I've learned to use it to my advantage. For example, with this black crayon, like, in order to make deeper values, like, I just pull this out and it works like a dream. Like, it's beautiful. But yeah, I thought that was very interesting how it's all Crayola, but just because it's one's Twistables and one's not, the quality of the color was very different. So I guess you can take that into account too from this, like, if you're ever curious about using Twistables versus normal crayons. That's something to keep in mind. I may have mentioned it briefly earlier in the video already, but there is something about this cadet blue. I may have brought it up in the other Yeonjun drawing that I did, because I know I used it there as well. But there's something about it being just the perfect muted bluish color. It's perfect for shadows, it's perfect for like just putting down as like a solid value, like coloring in like whatever space I have left to give it some color so it won't be flat. Like, it gives just enough color without it overtaking everything. And I'm probably going to use it the most out of this entire box that I have. So as I'm going to start adding color to the lips, this is another thing that I kind of wanted to replicate from the other Yeonjun drawing that I did. I really enjoyed drawing the mouth part, which I do with any drawing. I enjoy drawing mouths. I don't know what it is, but I really liked how I had first put down orange and then used red to give the blood a bit more dimension, I suppose, just so it could come across that it's not just something that's red. I'm probably thinking too much about it, but I like the extra detail of it having more than just red as a color. I was also thinking about using the pen to kind of outline the teeth a little bit. I didn't regret it when I did it, but I understood the risk. I was originally going to use my blue pen that I had, but I don't know what's wrong with it. I think it's running out of ink, so I had to use the black, which is fine. I don't love it, but it's not the worst. Also, adding the blood to the clothes, I didn't think about it until I was already, coloring it in. But again, I don't regret it, but it could have gone without it, really, because I was thinking about, after my colored pencil broke a little bit, I was thinking about how blood would appear on this specific type of clothing, like this fabric or this texture, and it probably wouldn't appear as prominent in red, but it was already too late, so I was really trying to lean into it. But I think it came out fine for how it came out. I don't hate it. Now at this moment, tapping my fingers, I was not sure what to do next, because up until then, I had only thought of the drawing, like the subject that you're seeing here. That's all I could really think about. I knew generally what I wanted to do, so I cut it down, but I was thinking for a good while. This wine glass drawing is actually coming from another Yeonjun reference from the No Labels promotion. I made the nails longer, and of course I'm going to change the contents of the wine glass, but I thought this would be, I was trying to think of what else I wanted to add before adding this specifically, because just in case I was going to maybe regret the placement later, I just wanted to be sure that I wanted to put it there in this spot. So other than this, I really didn't know what else to add. But this was interesting as well, because I don't draw liquids really. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not one to draw hands. This hand does not look good to me. I like the details of it, like the redness of the fingers and the blood around the beds of the nails, but I'm not a fan of how I did it. I do like the way the actual blood in the glass came out. I don't know. It was a very in the moment decision to use this fluorescent orange color. I thought maybe it was going to add a little bit of life to the blood, ironically. So in the middle of doing that, similar to the last drawing, I hit a point where I'm just like, okay, I'm about to hit a flow state, so let me go ahead and add this background. This was another thing that I was very sure about before even starting the whole thing. I knew that I was going to do another grayed out watercolor background. While I'm coloring in the blood inside the glass, I guess I can mention this. One of the only things that I'm not a fan of with, drawing and coloring in this part, other than the hand, is I wish I could have leaned more into like the comic book drawing style thing that I kind of stumbled upon in the last drawing. Because you'll see in a moment, but I pulled out my black Sharpie pen and I started to outline because, it dawned on me. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what's missing right now. And I like the touch that it added to it. But I wish I would have drawn the hand and the glass in a way that kind of replicated that style as well. Because here you could tell I was kind of going a bit more, I don't want to say realistic. I mean, it's a vampire hand colored in with crayon, but as far as the style, it's not etchy sketchy. Well, the hand isn't as etchy sketchy as I would like it to be in order to combine with the Sharpie pen. Like, I wish the styles kind of helped each other a bit more. The pen did what it needed to do, but I feel like that would be a nice touch. Another thing is glass. I realized that I don't have much experience or many opportunities to draw glass. So I didn't realize until I was looking over everything that I didn't put much effort into adding enough detail to have it come across that this is a wine glass. I guess to add to my little list of things that I want to practice and actually work on is drawing glass or painting glass with watercolor. So yeah, if I could redo this little section, I would definitely fix the way that I drew the hand, and I would want to tweak the painting a little bit around the glass and work on the reflective light to have it come across better that it's glass. I will say though, with the hair and the face and everything and the body, adding the Sharpie, I was very happy with how it added that comic characteristic that I was talking about a moment ago. It came across well in this part. It reminded me of what about the other drawing that I enjoyed when adding the Sharpie. I didn't have to add too much, which I was worried about for a second, but I think now looking back on it, that just means that I got the comic style look that I wanted enough with the materials I was already using. So then I didn't have to add too much or do too much else with the Sharpie. So I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, so we've made it to the cyber sigilism section. This part was a doozy, I'm not gonna lie. I have an odd relationship with sigilism because I love it so much as a component to drawings and art. I love the way it looks. I think it looks so cool. I'm just very bad at drawing it myself. The most I can do is a straight line version of it, where there's at least like one or two parts branching off of the main piece. But for this, I wanted to kind of take it a step further and do more of an arching shape going across the page to kind of go with the flow of the way things were moving. Because I thought if I just did one line, I was not going to be able to fill in the rest of the space with anything good, or I'll be forcing myself and it's going to come out in a way that I'm not going to like. I was really struggling here. At some point, I don't want to say I gave up, but I was like a big believer in that moment of trying not to force it, because then I thought it would look bad if I was going to do too much, you know. So there's not much more that goes on here. But an interesting touch that I do think is pretty cool is using multiple colors, because I noticed the theme of red, black, and blue throughout the entire drawing. So I thought, sure, why not bounce around between the colors in different sections so they can each do what they need to do in each of those parts. I give myself a pat on the back for that one. And also the way the red section goes into the blood in the wine glass. Thought that was pretty cool as well. As I was finding what to glue in as far as clippings, because I don't have very much left, I need to re-up on the clippings that I have, but I was thinking about what the story with this page is. I was thinking that he's kind of like just like also to feed into the whole like modern day vampire rock star agenda, right? He's kind of a like playboy vampire rock star, like he pulls you in and then, you know, does what he wants. Take that however you will. And he's kind of just like basking in the hold that he has on his audience, the hold that he has on the people, like the ones who are infatuated. I don't know. Something I was very, very, very glad that I had was some text that was in the Old English style font, and I had enough letters to put down coma. The chokehold that this album and this song has on me, because I love that I was able to add this. Just because I wanted something to specifically tie into the album, being able to add that and have that kind of be the soundtrack for this page, it's just chef's kiss. I was so glad I had those letters still. But that was like the perfect piece to the puzzle, and I love how it fits right in with the black and the white. There's something about this that really itched a scratch for me and makes me want to chase this a bit more. So having this page be done and look the way it does, I want to try to replicate this a lot more. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. I want to do more things like this in the future. If you enjoyed this, liking the video is appreciated. Also, you can take a look at my Instagram pages, multiple pages, to see if there's anything else that you like. Let me know how you feel about this, how you feel about the album, or if you have an artist that you enjoy that kind of gives you the same feeling, let me know. I love discovering new music and new artists. So that'll be all. Have a great Thanksgiving. Love you, and goodbye.